Welcome to the Redvee TV show, supported by Chapel House Cars for the 2024 season. And this is the show where we can discuss things after seeing replays. The clue is in the name, instant reaction.
Surely the clue is in the fact that we're stood outside a stadium in the pitch black of night, trying to talk about a game, and sometimes you ask questions, I'm thinking, I do not know what he's talking about here. And it's not even the ale talking, it's just that I don't remember that happening. It's not like I'm sat there with a book as well, making notes. Maybe that's what I should do, make notes.
Yeah, it's meant to be the reaction of fans who've been in the crowd at the game, their initial reaction, not people who've sat there and had 3 days worth of watching replays on TV and listening to John Wells telling them what they should be thinking. But anyway, Kev, you've still not give Cass any credit for that win against us the other week.
I know. It's a shock. It's shocking that I haven't. It's shocking that after, like, within a minute of the Cass video, that's exactly what we listen. People get riled up by us for absolutely no reason, and I am here for it. I could not give a care.
Two biggest idiots on the internet.
Something like that. Riling up the right people.
It's always the names with 2 million numbers after the name as well, isn't
it? Yeah. Anyway.
Let's
not start angry man shouting at a cloud.
Never trust a man who can't pick a Twitter username. Anyway, let's get on with the show. Maybe.
Anytime.
Anytime. Anytime today. It is coming, I promise. There we go.
Well, that was worth it.
Do you get the pun, Kev?
Is that a bit of Enya?
It's a bit of Enya.
So my age. Yeah.
Not to end the show, but to start it.
You're very good.
First of all, we will mention Saints' first fan forum supporting the 2026 Australia Academy Tour. Next Tuesday, Shane Cooper is in attendance. There are limited tickets left, and you need to get in touch with Dave Howarth on that phone number to secure a spot, and he will be joined by previous Academy tourists. I know it's a tourist then. Matthew Lees and Morgan Knowles. Should be a great night. Probably the first of a few, but how often are you going to get to see a legend such as Shane Cooper in the vicinity of the stage?
Yeah, I don't want to say it's unique, because obviously you do get a lot of past players, but there are obviously people within the town, or maybe the odd one. I've seen the Yorkshire bus come over where it was Lee Gilmore and Leon Price and Nick Fozzard. But yeah, this is unique. I think is definitely the selling point I put for this one. I actually had a look. Shane Cooper scored a try in the first game I ever watched at Knowsley Road, which ironically was against Warrington. It was the 14th of March, 1990. I think it was a Tuesday night, something like that. Been postponed and played on Tuesday night, and we got beat.
Right, first question at the forum. Does he remember that try?
Does he remember that try? Because I don't. Because I was 9 years old. I was just...
And had a skin full of ale.
Yeah. Probably.
Okay, right, yeah. Fans forum, limited tickets left. Get in touch with Mr. Howarth and he will sort you out. Tristan Sailor has been strongly linked that he will be in the Redvee next season. There he is, playing for the previous Redvee of St. George before moving to the Brisbane Broncos. We'll say what we always say, Kev. I don't watch the NRL.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I don't know how good he is. I don't know which position he's best at. I know he's a fullback or a six, which one he's best at. You'd imagine that we would push him into the sixth position, or at least into the halves anyway, and keep Jack at fullback. Or that's what I'd think anyway.
You've got the option there, haven't you, that you could rotate them and see what works best.
Of course, yeah.
those who have watched a little bit more of him, and it is just a little bit more given his limited number of games in the NRL, they'll say he's got pace, he's got excitement. And listen, if you're playing in the NRL and getting game time, you're probably going to be all right in Super League, especially when you're only 26.
Yeah, I think very similar to Jay Field at Wigan. I don't think he'd played many games before coming over here. Obviously, a touch younger, I think, at the time when he came over, but with pace and just find his best position, and hopefully he can bring a bit of X factor to our team and a bit of pace, as you say.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say this one's probably going to be a goer. When you get the Matt Shaws and the Aaron Bowers of this world posting about it and putting stories up about it, they're good journos who know the stuff. They're not like some of these journos who just seem to go on the forums and pick up a rumour and post it. And like digital clocks, like a clock, they're always going to be right twice a day. But this one's a goer. Speaking of which, Kevin Nagama.
Yeah,
strongly rumoured on the forums. Not having it. It's not going to happen. Bookmark it.
That would be one of the strangest kind of signings going back. Listen, we loved Kev when he was here. He won us quite a bit of money in his first game. I think his first touch for us was scoring a try, and his last touch for us was scoring a try. And he cemented himself in folklore in St. Helens. But having a look now, he's 35. He'd be 36 at the start of next season. If we're looking for a boost within the team, no offense to Kev, if it was short term and we're getting him to the end of the season, I see it as fine. But I think if you're looking at 18 months or whatever, what signal does that put out to you young centres? It probably says you're not ready, but it also you're behind this 36-year-old, and really they should be the lads pushing for a start, shouldn't they?
Well, the thing is, we haven't actually got any not cap space. We haven't got any quota space at this moment in time. I know there's talk of Conrad Harrell having an injury, but how often have Saints got rid of someone with an injury and deregistered them and put someone else in? I'm going to call it now. It is not going to happen.
Okay.
There we go. It just isn't going to happen. If I'm wrong, come back in a couple of weeks and I'll hold my hands up. I just don't believe this one is a go at all. It's almost like somebody suggests something, the rumours go on the forums, a journo picks it up, and then people go, well, it must be true, the journo's picked it up. But journos tend to pick things up at times from forums, and it's like self-perpetuating, and you end up in a vicious circle that enough people talk about it, then it doesn't happen, and then Saints fans can turn around and moan that why haven't we signed them?
Yeah, I actually said to one of my mates before, I don't know if the more and more noise about it is just because more and more people are putting it out there on social media. It seems like things just get louder because they do get repeated. I think obviously having Twitter or X and Facebook and the likes, it's more open than the forums, so you see it an awful lot more. I did notice
that earlier on Facebook, and there's a line of comments, and they go, "Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah." It all traces back to the same individuals.
Well, yeah, I just think it'd be a strange one. I think it would be a strange one if it was a long-term deal. And yeah, I think it'd take something spectacular for us to have to deregister the likes of Connie, especially when not a couple of weeks ago there were talks about whether he was going to extend his deal or not.
Yeah. Will Roberts, 2-week loan at Rochdale Hornets. He obviously had some game time at Swinton earlier in the year, but Swinton's halfback is back playing now. And obviously with the RFL investigation that is ongoing there, maybe we've just chose to take our players out of the firing line a little bit and send them elsewhere for now, just while we see what develops there.
Possibly. You don't want to comment too much on that, but I don't think there were any of our players on dual reg last week.
That's because they were all in the first team.
Yeah, well, yeah, and those that could have gone out on dual reg were in the reserves on the Saturday. So yeah, it's good game time for him because despite the fact that we've got the likes of Moses who can play in the halves, there's obviously the talk of Sailor coming in. You obviously need that backup, and with Will coming back from an injury, it's just the best of luck to him getting out there, getting some game time, and pushing his case for being included in our squad and getting his 12 months next year.
Absolutely. The club have got a summer range, Kev.
Yes.
Now, I've seen a few people who don't like it, but I'll say I do for a change.
Yeah.
Because it's different.
It's not boring.
It's not boring. Yes. Horses for courses. But
yeah,
exactly. I like mad designs. It's what the summer should be about.
Yeah. When it got profiles on the social media, when you just think a refreshing change than the designs which were playing and then playing again. It's nice to see that that kind of mad holiday style, funky design is out there, and that's all from What Not to Wear with Doc Pender.
Yeah. Listen, if you want to see something shocking, have a look at one of Everton's training tops for the new season, the match day top. I think I said to you last night, it looks like a 1980s bus seat.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and don't get me started on Everton's kits because they put stickers on them instead of badges.
Let's not. It's not toffee TV, this.
I'd say I'd say I'd never call O'Neill's again. That's probably not true, but
yeah, it could be. It could be a lot worse for Saints fans.
Yes, as I'm discovering.
Yeah.
Okay, squad VY, Kev. What changes have we got to look forward to?
So obviously, Will Roberts drops out. He was a late call into the 20, then 21-man squad last week because he's on loan at Rochdale. And Leon Cowan drops out as well. Moses and Bai back from suspension. And Owen Dagnall given the number 34 shirt and called into the 21-man squad.
Mr. Dagnall, somebody we called out early on our preview shows pre-season, talking about the future of the club. He's one of the names that is going to be one of the future stars of the club, we hope. It's always just potential. There has been some talk on social media because somebody called it that he was going to be in the team this week. And then the squad came out and he was in it. I think they just mean in the squad. I don't think he's going to play. And we always say we base it on past history, don't we? And we've always found the likes of Johnny Vaughan, Noah Stevens, Harry Robertson, Jake Burns, before they get put into the 17, they always have a number of weeks around the squad first.
Yeah, being like 18th, 19th man and that. Nothing really surprises me at the minute, and it wouldn't surprise me if we didn't have a knock to one of our backs, and that's why he's in and around. But this one will be, as you say, out of the ordinary for the patterns that kind of go with Paul Wellens picking his squad. As long as everyone's fit, I can see the same back kind of back five, I'll call them, as last week, with Harry Robertson still at fullback.
Yeah, I foresee the only change this week potentially to be Moses coming back in on the bench for Jake Burns. Listen, we could put Owen Dagnall on the bench and he could just be one of the unused subs.
Yeah. It's frustrating, isn't it? Frustrating the fact that we've got bodies out there that could do a job for you and could be brought in, and you want to see lads, you want to see us just refreshed. And we've said it time and time again. Yeah, if you take Curtis Sirenen off the pitch, you're not going to get someone when you're delving into your lower squad numbers who is as good at the moment as Curtis Sirenen. You've either got someone with potential or you've got a reserve player really who's going to come in and play a couple of games throughout your season. But also, I just think you can play it a lot cleverer where you have got that refreshing of your forwards. Even as I've said time and time again, between 5 and 10 minutes before half time, between 5 and 10 minutes after half time, there's the potential for a sub there to give someone a rest. You say about Moses possibly coming onto the bench. Would it surprise me if he didn't go into 13? James Bell in the second row? Again, absolutely not. He's filled in a little bit there this year. It just might be an option off the bench rather than starting.
Yeah, I'd go with that, Kevin, and then that allows you to have two big men coming off the bench, doesn't it?
Yeah, I kind of got the idea of why they were doing Parsi, like with a bit of hindsight, why they did the thing of Parsi and Stevens kind of rotating. But I think you could potentially either put Clark or Moses at 13 and kind of work it like that. I've actually seen someone call for Sam Royal at 13, get him starting there, and that's their opinion, that's their right to have that. And then you could potentially switch him with Moses for a bit of a more experienced head in the pack. But I'd hope we wouldn't necessarily go with the big man at 13 route this week.
I thought Sam Royal was a little bit unlucky not to get on the field against Wigan.
Yeah.
Especially, he did all right against Cass. Obviously, he'd listened to different standard, but we still lost. But
yeah,
for a 10 or 15 minute spell, he could have come onto the field. Now, I worry this week. We haven't lost 4 games in a row since 2018. I think that might go this week. Obviously, you get up for a derby. Standards are there. I think Warrington full strength potentially poses a different threat than Wigan did without Field and French. They're going to try and get us wide, aren't they? It's going to be a carbon copy of the cup game, how they're going to try and beat us.
Yeah.
The thing for us, they're not going to come with any sort of special game plan. We know what they're going to do. It's can we stop them? Can we match them? And can we beat them?
Yeah, exactly. They can just have that as an absolute blueprint of this is what we're going to do against them. Faces might have changed in our squad since then, but yeah, they've got that ability and that strike on the edges. I mean, Matt Duffy, for all his mistakes that he can be kind of prone to. Matty Ashton, both absolutely rapid, absolute like quicker than most in the league. That's where I do worry that we're just going to leak quite a few tries.
Let's prepare to be shocked. Anyway, why a squad?
Just one change. Luke Yates, who Warrington have paid a fee for to get him over early, comes in. Joe Bullock has gone on loan to Salford.
They're in a rich vein of form, aren't they? I'm not looking forward to it at all.
No, neither am I. I'm not going to lie to you. Usually, these shows are quite bullish, but this would be a great win if we could get it. I just can't see it happening. I'm sorry to be pessimistic.
What does Roderick tying that team? One journal said he was going at the end of the year.
Yeah, they've no. I think they've said he's going to stay because he sign a 2-year?
Yeah, I think after that, Warrington actually extended him. Might have been the same year now we was talking about Nagama signing for Saints, but
all right,
never mind. Clock's right twice a day.
Well, a broken one is.
A broken one is, yeah.
My clock's right all the time.
I have a Fisher Price one. When I want it to tell the right time, I have to spin them fingers round.
The Warrington, as you say, Warrington have got strike. Warrington have got a way of playing now that I don't think they've quite had for some time. Sam Burgess has got them going really, really well, which is a shame to see. But I just said, as I say, even with the likes of Leon Hayes out, who obviously suffered that horrific injury earlier in the year, they've been able to put Josh Drinkwater in there, and he's just kept them ticking as well. So they've just been able to keep going as they have, without too many blips.
Predictions?
14.
2.
If Saints win, it'll be a tight one. It'll be a one-score game. I can't see that happening. If we're going without tipping competition, I will be tipping Warrington.
Saints by 10.
And that's only.
Don't clip that one.
That's only because that one's for money.
Right. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll be back with the instant reaction on Friday night. Catch you soon.